obsoleto.
Muchísimas gracias. Por cierto, en la jornada de hoy está comenzando a hablar Janet Yellen, pero antes de nada también quería dar paso a otro fragmento de sus declaraciones en la jornada de hoy, antes del discurso que está dando ahora mismo. Janet Yellen cree que el Fondo Monetario Internacional y el Banco Mundial tienen capital suficiente como para evitar el ascenso de China como financiador de los países más pobres. Ha dicho que van a tener Banco Mundial y Fondo Monetario Internacional 200.000 millones para la próxima década. Vamos a ver si podemos escuchar estas declaraciones que ha hecho, como digo, antes en una rueda de prensa, y enseguida vamos al directo.
Play this role because these institutions have constantly evolved to meet the challenges of their time, and it is time for them to evolve again. The world has changed. In the 21st century,
La secretaria del Tesoro estaba hablando ahora en esa cumbre en París, pero como les decía hoy, antes, hablando de una rueda de prensa, ha dicho que cree que el Fondo Monetario Internacional y el Banco Mundial tienen capital suficiente como para evitar el ascenso de China como financiador de países pobres. Ha hablado directamente de cifras y dice que pueden tener unos 200.000 millones de dólares para financiar estos países en desarrollo durante la próxima década.
There is clearly potential, by following up on some of the CAF recommendations, to increase financing capacity. And, we have seen in the adoption of recommendations by the World Bank that have will lead to a meaningful increase. As I mentioned, we think for all the MDBs, and we want to see reforms not just at the World Bank, but at the other MDBs as well. We could see unlocking $200 billion additional over a decade. And I think our focus is we're certainly not ruling out at some later stage a capital increase, but I think these banks need to function better individually and as a system first. Expand their mission to address these global challenges.
Y ahora sí, Janet Yellen hablando en la cumbre del nuevo pacto financiero global en París. Conectamos con esa señal en directo.
Will be built to withstand extreme weather events, so that when a typhoon or a hurricane strikes, roads will still be open to emergency vehicles, and hospitals will still have electricity. There will be less disruption to economic activity. And third, the bank is responsibly stretching its balance sheet to unlock up to $50 billion over the next 10 years. And that represents a nearly 20% boost in sustainable annual lending. And it's close to the increase in annual lending that resulted from the 2018 capital package. So I think this is value for money. It's vital that we continue to adopt additional reforms on a rolling basis. And I'd like to highlight 3 planks of action that should be prioritized next. First, we must continue to pursue ambition on reforms at the World Bank. We have many asks. Here are a few. The World Bank should develop a framework and principles for the targeted use of concessional resources so that financing to address global challenges is deployed to where it has the highest impact. The bank should offer borrowers the option to add climate-resilient debt clauses to their loan agreements, so they have a greater buffer if climate-related events strike. The bank should also strengthen private sector mobilization. Second, we must leverage opportunities to bring the MDB evolution agenda to the regional development banks. We're seeing important innovations begin to take shape across the African Development Bank, the Asian Development Bank, the IDB Group, and others. And third, the MDBs and specialized trust funds should work more closely together. This is particularly important for our climate finance architecture. Well, we want this summit to accelerate progress. we intend to build momentum for additional reforms throughout the year, leveraging the G20 Leaders Summit, the Marrakesh annual meetings, and COP28 as major milestones. So let me end with a clear message. Evolving the MDBs is not about displacing the institution's core development work and anti-poverty efforts. Rather, it is about equipping the banks to sustain progress on this work by building resilience to new global shocks. Thank you again, and I look forward to our discussion.
Thank you, dear Janet. I turn now